Hello dear viewer and welcome back to this Kotor Let's Play on iPad. We are on the unknown planet. But the Giska know it. Hi Giska. I am glad that there are many still left in this galaxy. Last time we saw a strange Rakatan Elder hologram thing. So we're going in here. They seem nice. The rest of them are apparently cannibals. We of the Elder Council did not expect to see you again, Revan. We thought you had betrayed us. Why have you returned to our village after all this time? I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm not Revan anymore? That part of me is gone? Well, I'm not Revan anymore. That part of me is gone. I'm Jalanon now. Your words are confusing. We recognize you. You are the one called Revan. You are the one who came here before. You promised to help us. In exchange for our aid, you swore to destroy the ancient evils of our Rakata ancestors. Are you saying this means nothing to you now? My mind was destroyed. My memories were lost. We do sense something different about you. Something that has changed. You are not the same as you were before. Perhaps your memory has been lost. Yet the power you wield, what you call the Force, is within you still. You can still help us, Revan, if we dare to trust you again. You can trust me, but I have some questions for you. If what you say is true, that you cannot remember when you were last here, then you must have many questions. Ask what you will, Revan, and we will try to help you understand. And maybe eat you later. Okay, you could tell me who you are, for starters. We are the Elders, descendants of the Rakata priests who served during the days of the Infinite Empire over 20,000 of your galactic standard years ago. You met us the last time you came here. You arrived with Malik, your servant, 3 of your galactic standard years ago. We saw your ship plummet to the Earth, a victim of the disruptor field that guards this planet. So there's a way off, that's good. You and Malik both survived the crash, though you were stranded here on our world, and in your search for a way off this planet, you discovered our Enclave, just as you did this time. You used the Force to draw the Rakata language from our minds, even as you planted Basic into our skulls so we could help you in your quest to escape this world. Huh. Didn't know the Force could do that. We helped you into the Temple of the Ancients, you and Malik both. And you now, after all this time, you have returned, with your mind wiped clean. Is there anything else you wish to know? Ah. Well, I need parts to repair my ship. Even if you repair your ship, you will not be able to leave this world until you enter the temple and disable the disruptor field that caused you to crash in the first place. Idiot. Ouch. As for the parts you seek, that we cannot help you with. You might be able to salvage what you need if you explore some of the crash sites on this world. Okay, we picked up a few previously. But most of the wrecks are quickly raided and stripped by the more primitive and warlike Rakata tribes. Though they do not understand the technology, they hoard whatever they can carry. Oh. Okay. Well, we already know there are other Rakata. Tell me about the temple. There is little I can tell you about the temple. I know the secrets of our ancestors are contained within, but the temple itself is barred to us. Only those who can command the Force can enter. Long ago, we Rakata had this power, but it has since been lost to us. That was why we helped you the last time you were here, Revan. You could enter the temple, but we could not. Okay, so they're barred from the temple. They don't have the Force anymore. Interesting. Okay, I want to know more about you.
There are many Rakata on this world, though most are primitive and warlike tribes descended from the lower castes of the Infinite Empire. The most powerful of all these is the tribe of the One. Okay. Many times the warriors of the One's tribe have attacked our compound, hoping to gain the knowledge we guard. But our technology is far superior to theirs, and their attacks have failed. Okay. What about your tribe? We are the elders, descended from the priest caste of the Infinite Empire. We are the keepers of knowledge and the guardians of the Temple of the Ancients. During the collapse of the Rakata Empire, the warlords unleashed weapons of terrible destruction that threatened to drive our species to extinction. In the devastation's aftermath, our ancestors locked the knowledge of such technology away in the temple so that it could never be used again. Ever since then, we elders have kept our vigil. Okay, so, obvious question. Throughout the history of our world, many ships have fallen victim to the disruptor field. Most within the ships perish in the crash, though some creatures do survive. This is how the great war beasts you call rancors came to this world. A few of the beasts survived the crash, and they were captured and trained by some of the more primitive Rakata tribes. Okay. So if I promise to help you again, will you help me? We trusted you once before, Revan, and you betrayed us. It is true you can enter the temple and we cannot. But how can we trust you after last time? Okay. Well, the top two are true. Well, let's make amends. You say you are not who you once were, yet here on our world you repeat the pattern of your last visit. Like the last time you have crashed here, like last time you have come seeking our help. How have you changed, Revan? I cannot prove what is in my heart. I only ask you judge me by my actions. We sense you mean the words you speak, but words are easy to say. It is actions that prove the true nature of your character. You must prove to us that you are not the same as you once were, Revan. You must prove that you have changed. Okay, how can I prove that? Recently, several of our scouts were captured by the One. Most of them were brutally slaughtered, but we have information that one of the scouts is still alive. They will use unimaginable tortures to force the scout to reveal everything he knows about our tribe, and once the One is done with him, the scout will be executed like the others. You must prove you have truly changed by risking your own life to save another. Rescue our scout from the clutches of the One, and we will consider helping you. Okay. Maybe I can negotiate with the One? We would prefer if you could find some way to save the prisoner without bloodshed, but we don't believe that will be possible. The One does not like to negotiate. So if I save the prisoner, you'll help me. Risking your life to save the prisoner would show us that you are sincere about making amends for the past. I'll be back after I rescue that prisoner. The prisoner is being held in the chamber of the One himself. Return us once he is free. Until then, you have free run of our Enclave. Cool. Okay, can we get cool stuff? Hello. There's a keeper of history. Okay. Now does Carton have one? No, he's fine. Researcher. Cage. Well, that's interesting. I guess this is prison? With a researcher. Unlikely. Okay. Okay, hope to regain our pass. You have returned at last, Revan. I was beginning to wonder what had happened to you in the temple. Okay. You know me? We had met previously when you last entered our Enclave many years ago. You inquired as to my research then as well. You came here and gained access to the temple, and were never heard from again. Some thought you might have betrayed us to the others, but they were never able to penetrate our defenses. But if you will help us now, then the time taken is nothing. Is there anything else you require? What are you doing? What am I doing? You mean the purpose of my research here? What is your research? As you may have heard from our historians, in our distant past we melded technology and the Force to create truly wondrous effects. But something happened somewhere, and I totally skipped that last part. Brain fog. Okay. What happened? There are a variety of theories on what happened. Perhaps we became immune to the effects of the Force from overuse. Perhaps our breeding habits rendered our species insensitive to it over time. None truly know. The canon explanation is midichlorians. Anyway, the only discernible result was that we could no longer command the Force as we had. Its power had escaped us. With its loss, our technologies could no longer hold us as far above the subjugated races we ruled, and our empire began to crumble. The races we subjugated rose up, plague swept our worlds, we had do nothing against all these calamities. In the end, only the members of our race left here on our homeworld survived. Oh, this is our homeworld. Man. My voice has changed after doing all these voices. Anyway. Alright, so no Rakata can use the Force. Every once in a while, there's an individual born who has an affinity for the Force. Maybe not the ability to use it directly, but at least the ability to remain open to it. I believe this is a sign that whatever genes our species had that gave us the ability to use the Force are not completely gone. Perhaps when the ancestors of the current tribes fled beneath the surface, some retained this trait. We have been working for years to isolate this gene in an attempt to resurrect it in our species as well. We of the Elders do not have Force sensitivity ourselves, but by harnessing the genetic structure of other tribes, we hope to be able to breed the gene back into our species. Huh. So, why don't you just ask them for help? You make us seem like monsters. Truly, we are not. We capture them, yes, but only because the tribes have become extremely xenophobic in their millennia trapped on this world. They would not aid us willingly, and killed our messengers when we asked. It kind of sucked. We believe that if we get a large enough genetic sample, we can reintroduce the recessive Force-sensitive genes back into our people, allowing us to once again access the heritage of our past. Which, you know, it was an infinite empire, right? Cool stuff. Okay. Heritage. You mean the temple? Yes, the temple. It can only be entered by those sensitive to the Force, so it has been barred to us for ages. What we may find inside will allow us to lift the other tribes out of the barbarism to which they have fallen, and restore us as a productive force in the galaxy. And maybe an empire. Okay. Well, the obvious question. You're trying to restore your empire, aren't you? No, we do not want to fall down the path that so twisted our people before. This time, perhaps we can redeem ourselves in the eyes of the galaxy, and become a force for good. Well, I appreciate that sentiment. How close are you to finishing your research? We are quite far along, having had centuries to work already. With the arrival of another tribe on our island, we have been restricted in our movements to just our Enclave. We have captured a few of their warriors, but the one that really interests us is their leader, the One. Ooh, I see. Uh-oh, I skipped it. Those with the genes we seek seem to be marked with a destiny that causes them to rise above others as we did as a species early on. In hearing the stories his warriors tell of the One, we believe that he may hold some of the genes we seek. He may be nearing a Force sensitivity. Unfortunately, he and his people are much too aggressive and violent for us to ever get close enough to study him. His corpse will not do either, as only a living, working body is of use to us. Plus, we don't want to be gruesome and aggressive.
Maybe in time, though, the differences between our peoples will lessen enough that we may study one another and gain the information we need. Only a couple centuries, right? Okay. What kind of info do you need? Genetic data on drifts and changes of the many millennia we have been here. Specific data on exceptional individuals. If only we had access to the knowledge of our ancestors. They must have known much, much more than us. They had a much greater population sample to work with. I believe that in the temple there may be the information we seek. Perhaps in old archives or scrolls. Maybe even an ancient computer, if any is still functioning. This information would help us greatly in our work, and we would be very grateful to you for it. Is there anything else I can help you with? Okay. I have to go now. So it seems like we don't need to capture the one. But maybe we can. Regardless, the temple should have some answers. Anything in here? Elder worshippers, and... That's not creepy. Okay, anything in here? Ooh, a gong. I can whack it. Hopefully that was not sacrilegious in any way. Maybe they appreciate it? Curse my curiosity. Anyway, plasteel cylinder. Do you have anything for me? Grenades! The best kind of gift. Okay. Ooh, and repair stuff. A metal box. Okay, there's that stuff. More Elder Rakata. Ooh, they even have droids. Hello, droid. Okay, what's in here? Looks like a mess hall. There's a wicker bin. Parts and stuff. Okay. And where is the keeper of the history? He's probably the guy we talked to, huh? Elder Counselor. Counselor. Okay. Well, let's go out the other way. What's up, droid? Okay. Hello, Elder Rakata. I like their language. It's cool. Though it seems like it's recycled, no matter what they're saying. Good use of audio, I suppose. Ah, this is probably the history buff. Greetings once again, Revan. I am glad that you have returned. I couldn't believe that you had betrayed us, despite what the Council said. Who are you? My name is Orson. I am the Keeper of History for the Elders. The last time you were here, you had many questions for me. The Council told us all of the destruction of your memories, but still I had hoped you might recall something of our past discussion. Look on the bright side. We can have all those discussions again. Yes, I suppose that is true. As you can imagine, I have few opportunities to share my knowledge with those outside our enclave. Actually, I do have a few questions for you. Yes, of course. Although you must forgive me if some of this starts to seem familiar. After all, we did go into the history of the Rakata at some length the last time you were here. I will do my best to enlighten you with the knowledge I hold. What subject do you wish to learn about? I think we learned most of the beginning. Well, what's the beginnings of the Empire? Okay, spacefaring people. Combine tech and the Force with the ships. Pilot them to the first reaches of the galaxy. Civilizations less advanced and weaker, but instead of helping them advance, we conquered and enslaved them. Back then, they could still command the Force. They had advanced tech. They had an irresistible march of conquest. And their empire stretched across the entire galaxy. Over time, they lost their ability to use the Force. Yeah, we know that story.
Their ultimate collapse was inevitable. Yeah, they had to revert their technology. Wow. Okay. How did it collapse? Okay. They were corrupt. Yep. The empire was built on slaughter. And it collapsed upon itself. War, plague, and slave rebellion. Here, conflict among power-hungry warlords escalated into full civil war. Terrible weapons of mass destruction were unleashed, driving most of the Rakata far beneath the earth for shelter. Okay, devastation ravaged the world. People were scattered. Cities leveled. Almost completely erased. Wow. Okay. In the past few thousand years, small bands of Rakata have begun to return to the surface. Primitive and superstitious. Only the elders remember anything. Do you know how to disable the disruptor field? The disruptor field is one of the ancient defenses of the Star Forge. Okay. You'll have to enter the temple to disable it. Okay. Ask about something else. Tell me about the tribe of the elders. Descendants of the Holy Priest caste. Okay. Yep. They eventually understood the terrible power of their technology. They sealed the ancient knowledge within the temple. Okay. Something else. What do you know about the Temple of the Ancients? Place of terrible secrets. Okay. Only those with the Force can enter. Living in the shadow of the temple, they became desensitized to this power. They are no longer Force sensitive. Okay. Why is there an energy field outside the temple then? There used to be those who could pass through the barrier. Okay. The energy shield around the building was a second line of defense. Makes sense. And once they helped Revan and Malik get past the barrier. Okay. They discovered a way to lower the shields at will from within the temple itself. After this, you had no further need of us. The once hallowed ground of the temple is now overrun with the followers of Malik who can command the Force. Those you call the Dark Jedi. That's important to know. Something else. Starforge itself. Much of our knowledge of the Starforge is lost. It was built during the height of the Infinite Empire long ago. All we know now is that it casts a terrible shadow across our world. We elders have longed to destroy the Starforge for many generations, to cleanse ourselves of its evil presence, but we have neither the knowledge nor the capability. When you and Malik last came here, we saw you as saviors. We let you into the temple so you could destroy the Starforge, but instead you harnessed its dark power for yourselves. Well, that's not good. We awakened a dormant evil. Then, the fleet helped spread the corruption in the Starforge. And now you return as our last hope to stop what you once started. Okay, I have to go now. Well, Revan and Malik have a lot to answer for, apparently. Ooh, a cotton computer. And a wicker footlocker. Obviously, the footlocker is more important. Okay. More stuff. Ooh. Now computer time. User verification. User species equals non-Rakata. Access to the auxiliary archives is restricted to Rakata or approved servants. Slaves may not access the archives. Wow, I guess they forgot how to reprogram, huh? I do serve the Rakata. How else would I learn the language? Logical. User speaks the language of the Rakata in order to serve them. User added to authorized list of non-Rakata. Okay, stuff. Secrets of the ancient Rakata. Locked within the temple. Okay. How can I get into the temple? Okay, we have to get to the summit of the temple. Okay, anyone inside the temple may temporarily shut down the shields. Only one way to gain access to the temple, from the outside. Designed to lower in response to a ritualistic chant detailed in the ancient text held by the Keeper of History. Okay. Chant will only work if spoken by the Rakata. No other species can create the proper intonations that will trigger shield deactivation. Okay, that's important. Tell me about the Starforge. Ooh, no info. Okay, something else? Tell me about the Elders. Descended from the Rakata priest caste, etc., 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 etc. Blah blah blah. Something else. Yeah, okay. How can I shut off the disruptor field? Okay. What's inside the temple? Gotcha. Well, looks like we might need to talk to Rakata about opening that shield for us. More stuff. Well, dear viewer, I think we're going to call it an episode. Lots of information about the Rakata. So next time, hopefully we'll break into that temple. But not for evil. Nope. Alright, if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. Have a good day, dear viewer.